Hi, welcome to ROCstar, Rochester's brand new show where we feature Rochester's most inspiring and exciting entrepreneurs. I'm Dave Mammano, host of the Avanti Entrepreneur Podcast and founder of the Avanti Entrepreneur Network.
And I am Cyndi Weis from The Breakfast Buzz on 98.9 The Buzz and host of the Seven Figures Podcast. We are so excited that you're here with us this morning. And today we are very, very much looking forward to this because it's our very first rock star that we're going to talk to. It is the founder of Breathe Yoga, Cyndi Weis. Now, she and her team are slowly building a yoga empire, right? But it's more than a business. It's more than just a place for yoga. It's the entire experience. And Cyndi will join us next.
What started as a hobby for Cyndi Weis in 2002, Breathe Yoga and Juice Bar has become a successful business in upstate New York with 6 locations in Rochester and 1 in Syracuse. Join us today on ROCstars as Cyndi shares her story. It's an amazing journey of how one's love for good health can turn into a successful entrepreneurial adventure, impacting so many through yoga, nutritious food, a healthy juice and coffee bar, and of course, lots of deep breaths.
Cyndi, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Welcome to Breathe at Home. I'm so glad you could join me here today.
This is beautiful.
It's unbelievable.
We've already made our list, right, of what we want to take home.
I know.
I already have a couple things in my pocket, actually. I'm just kidding.
I'll check you on the way out the door.
Cyndi, I met you for the first time a couple months ago.
Yes.
And it was at the Small Business Council event where you were the speaker. And you were wonderful. You had us, we're here at Breathe at Home, which is your new retail store. Mm-hmm. But your core first business was Breathe Yoga, and you had us doing meditation actually at this breakfast where we were it was early in the morning and we were all caffeined up, but you changed the whole aura of that room by just having us take deep breaths, hold it, pause, teaching us about our vagus nerve, right? See, I paid attention.
Look at you.
Yeah. So look it up.
Was this your first exposure to meditation and yoga?
I've never done yoga.
We're going to change that.
Yeah,
we're
we're going to
change
end
that.
this show in a yoga pose for you.
I love
We
it.
can do that.
Okay.
But I have done a little meditation. It's very tough for me because I'm a very hyper guy. I don't know if you noticed. But I've tried. But anyway, I was so enamored with your speech and your business and your journey as an incredible entrepreneur, and you're so modest about it. That's what I love too, and you're so inspiring. So you not only have Breathe Yoga, you have an incredible juice bar, right? And you have an incredible retail store. And now this retail store, which is Breathe at Home. So you just keep on expanding the brand, which is very tough to do. What I would love to learn, for our viewers here is, how did it all start? How did all of a sudden Breathe Yoga store number 1 come to be?
That's a good question. People always think that I had this either master plan or this lifelong dream, and it was not like that at all. I actually had been in Mexico on a yoga retreat, and I came home from that, and the very next day I said to my husband, you know what? It would be so fun to put together all of the things that I've done in my career. I've been a dietitian for many, many years, so the juice bar kind of comes honestly through that. I started practicing yoga when I was 12 years old. My mom gave me a book and an album, and I started in my bedroom. And I've been partners in a retail business prior to this venture as well. So I said, I think I want to start this business where we put all that together and somebody could come for a yoga class, order a smoothie to be ready for them afterwards, and then say, I'm going to try on those pants after class. And my husband said, no one's ever going to do that.
Just on a whim? From a trip? He's like, you're still on the Mexico high.
No, I'm just sort of I think I would be that customer. I would love that. He's like, no one will do that, Cyndi. Really? And so, I don't know. One thing led to another, and I just happened to be going through the village of Pittsford, and there was a lot of traffic at the light, so I cut through the parking lot, only to find that there was a for rent sign on my original location, 19 South Main Street. And I thought, if I was going to do this, that's where I'd do it. Side of a building, kind of off the main pathway. This would be the best kept secret. And that's how it started.
Great. Cyndi, we're going to be right back, and we're going to hear the rest of the journey.
All right, sounds great. Yeah.
ROCstars is brought to you in part by Paychex. Paychex has solutions to fit the needs of any size business. From do-it-yourself payroll to human capital management, Paychex has exactly what you need to take your business where it needs to go. You can get a free month of payroll by visiting the partner page at AvantiEntrepreneur.com. You know, Paychex, they make it simple for businesses of all sizes to pay and manage their team. They make payroll easy with employee pay options, including direct deposit, checks, pay cards, and so much more. Founded over 4 decades ago to relieve the complexity of running a business so that the owners can focus on what matters most. Above all else, and more than any other company, Paychex makes it simple. The Avanti Entrepreneur Network, #1 in Rochester for entrepreneurs who want to move their business forward. Visit AvantiEntrepreneur.com to learn more about their coaching services, online programs, and a 3-day Avanti Live Summit, October 16th through the 18th. You'll grow, learn, and connect with hundreds of successful entrepreneurs and incredible keynote speakers such as Ellen Latham, founder of Orange Theory Fitness. Move forward with the Avanti Entrepreneur Network at AvantiEntrepreneur.com.
Welcome back to ROCstars. We're here with Cyndi Weis from Breathe Yoga.
Now, you were telling us that you went on a trip to Mexico, you came back and felt so inspired, but where were you in your career at that point? Were you not happy and you were looking for an outlet or something new to do, or?
No, I was totally happy. Oh. And at that time, I was a dietitian in private practice. I was a personal trainer going around long before there really were personal trainers. I was kind of one of the early ones in Rochester, sort of traveling around through the day. So in between seeing nutrition clients, doing my personal training clients, and then also working part-time in a retail store, I was doing all the things that I loved. I think the best part is how I actually ended up opening the business. So as I was doing my day-to-day thing, I was driving around in my yellow Volkswagen Bug that had these big pink flowers all over it. By design, that's what I wanted, right?
Okay.
That's how I drove around.
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. So anyway, in between clients, that's when I would say, like, okay, so if I'm gonna do this, how do you set up a juice bar? Like, what's needed? How about the health department? How about equipment? How do I design a space? I'd never done any of this. And as I've shared before, I always say I have no business being in business. I do not have a business degree. I do not read business books. I don't have a coach or a mentor. And I just sort of made it up as I went along, and I never expected it to be anything more than a hobby.
That's how it starts. A lot of businesses start that way, just because you're coming from a good place, right? You genuinely love what you're doing, and it just flourishes.
It's what I loved, and they were things I knew how to do. So I just thought, like, if I put them together, it'd kind of be like 4th of July, the finale, right? Put this together, and this will be my career. This will be the final.
Because you said that before, like your goal was never to make money.
Yeah.
You actually said that, right?
Yeah.
I think you said that to your banker.
Yeah. And he turned me down for the loan.
He turned you down, right? Imagine that.
I think he might regret that now, but he did.
Now he regrets it. And you have no business being in business yet. You have, you're starting franchising, brand new retail location here, doing very well. And I think as a business owner myself, I have to step back and say that you are the perfect person to have a business because you're doing it from a great core purpose. As Simon Sinek would say, your why is very strong.
Yeah.
And your why is because you wanted to truly help people through yoga, through great juices and food, and through clothing and now retail that makes them feel good about themselves. So I think your why is really the core of what has inspired you to do great things and create a great business.
I mean, the why is a really big part of our culture and in our business. And even now, I mean, I just got done sending an employee email to total. We have 150 employees throughout the Breathe Yogas, all the locations. But basically, the email was titled The Why. So there's some things coming up, and here's why. It's not so much about what. It's like, here's why we need to do something, and then here's what we're going to do to make that happen. So yeah, it's the driver, the
Excellent.
why.
How about franchising? How's that going for you? Now, when we spoke, you said people are literally writing checks and handing, like, I want a franchise. And you're like, whoa, slow those horses down. You're very particular about how you expand Breathe. Can you tell me more about that?
Yes. I mean, the expansion happened organically, just like the whole thing. Like I said, it was going to be just this little hobby where I could whistle my way to work every day and do the things I love, and flip the sign like they do in the old sitcoms. But the way it happened is I was just being asked, like, can you come here and open in Webster? Can you come here and open in Greece? Can you come to Syracuse? And I was like, I don't know, maybe. And in looking at the ways to do that, the thing that I love most about Breathe, aside from seeing people really feeling good about themselves, is I love that it's a family business. I work every single day with my 2 daughters. My husband's a big part of the business too. And so when we thought, like, how would we grow? The idea of us separating, divide and sort of conquer that type of a mission didn't seem as much fun. We like to be together. So that's how I didn't know anything about franchising, like nothing. And I went to a consultant in Chicago, sat down with them for an entire day and just like told my story. And afterwards said, I don't know, what do you think? He's like, I think you got something here. So they coached me and I went through the process, and it was a very educational process. I learned a lot, and yeah, we now have 4 franchises, potentially another on the way soon. And it's been great. It's fun.
Excellent. Well, we're gonna continue that journey. We'll be right back for more of ROCstars with Cyndi Weis from Breathe Yoga.
ROCstars is supported by Hazleton Auto Mall. Hazleton Auto Mall has been proudly serving the Rochester, New York area since 1920, conveniently located on the corner of Fairport and Marsh Roads in East Rochester. Shop 17 acres of new and pre-owned vehicles, all in one location. Shop 2,000 new and used vehicles, including 6 out of the top 10 best-selling new vehicles in the greater Rochester area. Hazleton Auto Mall, a 4th-generation, family-owned company in business for nearly 100 years, only 15 minutes from the city of Rochester and just off I-490. ROCstars is supported by the Avanti Entrepreneur Network, #1 in Rochester for entrepreneurs who want to move their business forward. Visit AvantiEntrepreneur.com to learn more about their coaching services, online programs, and a 3-day Avanti Live Summit, October 16th through the 18th. You'll grow, learn, and connect with hundreds of successful entrepreneurs and incredible keynote speakers such as Ellen Latham, founder of Orange Theory Fitness. Move forward with the Avanti Entrepreneur Network at AvantiEntrepreneur.com.
ROCstars, and we are with the founder of Breathe Yoga, Cyndi Weis, is here with us.
And I wanted to back up a little bit. We started talking about franchising, and all of a sudden you had this really successful core business, and people started coming to you, asking you, can I do a Breathe? Can I do a Breathe? You start exploring franchising. Literally people start, writing you checks, I want one. And you're like, whoa. Tell us a little bit more about that whole experience.
Getting into a franchise partnership is almost like a little marriage. This is a contract that has a significant length of time behind it. And I really wanted to make sure that I was getting into relationships that not only did I feel good about, but I didn't want to be in a relationship with someone who just wanted to own a business or just wanted to own a yoga studio. I wanted to be in business with someone who loved Breathe.
Because I know with a lot of franchises, the owner is either really involved or not. So
I'm so proud of the role that we play with our franchisees, because it's me, but it's also, we have a whole team of people. And the whole thing that really kind of resonated with me when I considered, is franchise a way that I'd like to grow Breathe, is it was presented to me as like, it's sharing your learning curve with someone who really wants to own their own business, but doesn't want to invent the wheel. Mm-hmm. And I thought, all right, I can see that. And so it was also explained it's like a kid going off to college. In the beginning, as the parent, you help them shop for the school, you set them up in their dorm room, you get them all ready, you call them every night, you give them a lot of support, and then at some point it's like, they don't call you anymore because they're off having fun. And that's kind of how it's worked. We give a lot of support when needed, right? And then we back off because they're rolling on their own, but we're always just, like a phone call away.
Well, and I love that you're so, you're not in it for the money, as we talked about before.
Yeah.
Right from the start. I mean, you probably could have 100 franchisees right now if you wanted to. Mm-hmm. But I'm sensing that you would be very sad if they were deluded breathes all over the country, right? Like I feel like you want that core, the essence that you bring to be a little piece of that in every breed location.
Yeah, I mean, that's the key piece, because you even asked me when you were in that one day, you're like, why are people obsessed with Breathe?
Well, let me interrupt you for a
Right?
second, because I walked in to meet you, right? And a yoga class was letting out, and all of a sudden I got consumed by this experience, right? Like they seemed so happy. A friend of mine, Lisa, who I literally grew up with since we were in first grade, I go, Lisa, you belong here? She goes, this is my favorite place in the world. She literally just said that. And I mean, she has kids in the house. You know? I'm like, wow, she goes, I love it here, you know? So then I knew I was in someplace special. They're just not doing yoga. They're just not having a juice. They're coming here to really feel and experience and grow as a person.
Yeah, that's so true. I mean, that's why you asked me, like, what makes your yoga so different? I'm like, well, it's not just the yoga. It truly is the experience, and it all fits together. It's not, like I said, I'm not a business. It didn't come from a business mind thinking up an idea. It was like, what do I want to experience? I care about what I put in my body. I love to move my body. I love like the experience of something physical that's actually challenging and at the same time, replenishing, rejuvenating. So the way it's put together has this strong piece of why behind it. You know, what you're putting in your body, what you're putting in your head, the kind of conversation, what you're doing with your muscles and your body, that all works. And at the same time, it's what creates the experience that people can't quite put their finger on. Like, why do I love this place? Why is it my happy place? Why do I call it my sanctuary?
Yeah. Well, what you did is, so Viktor Frankl wrote a book called Man's Search for Meaning, one of my favorite books. And in that book, he says, don't chase success. Create value, and success will find you. Mm-hmm. And that's what you've done.
Absolutely.
And that's what we're going to end this segment on. We'll be right back with ROCstars.
ROCstars is supported by Alliance Advisory Group. Whatever vision you have for your business and financial future, it takes the right planning to make it happen. Over the course of many years of helping business owners, Alliance has learned firsthand what works and what doesn't work. They offer a proven process that provides the framework to uncover opportunities, maximize results, and put you on a solid path to achieving what is important to you. Call Alliance today to learn more about getting a customized plan at 585-264-1111. The Avanti Entrepreneur Network, #1 in Rochester for entrepreneurs who want to move their business forward. Visit AvantiEntrepreneur.com to learn more about their coaching services, online programs, and a 3-day Avanti Live Summit, October 16th through the 18th. You'll grow, learn, and connect with hundreds of successful entrepreneurs and incredible keynote speakers such as Ellen Latham, founder of Orange Theory Fitness. Move forward with the Avanti Entrepreneur Network at AvantiEntrepreneur.com.
Welcome back to ROCstars, Rochester's brand new show to inspire Rochester entrepreneurs, where we feature great entrepreneurs right here in Rochester, New York. We've been talking to Cyndi Weis from Breathe Yoga, having a great conversation.
Now, you said that you started with the juice bar, and then you obviously have yoga, and you have the merchandise that you sell, and now this new place, which is beautiful, Breathe at Home. But we haven't really talked about meditation and the need for meditation for all of us.
Right. You know, when I opened Breathe, it's been 17 years. And 17 years ago, really what the draw to yoga was the physicality of it. Everybody wanted toned arms like Madonna or strong core, like people, celebrities were practicing, and it was really drawing a lot of attention to the physicalness of yoga. But really right now, you can't even be in a conversation with anyone for any length of time without the word stress coming up. It comes up, like whether you're an adult, you're a kid, you're a teenager, it's coming up. And so there is this gravitational pull to meditation that right now, it's like the wave is sort of like right there. It's not even hitting quite yet, but it's building. And meditation is that way of really starting to find tools that can help us just deal with a modern world. And you quoted Viktor Frankl.
Yes.
So my favorite, I use his quote all the time, in that in between stimulus and response, there is a space. And in that space lies the power to choose our response. And in that response lies our growth and our freedom. So in that, meditation really is just the learning how to direct attention so that you can create a space between like just the busyness of your own mind, so that you have time to like take in your life and not just let it bulldoze you. And so I see it as being almost like a modern day necessity for everyone.
That's in that space. Once you have calmed your mind, that's where the creativity comes out, right?
Oh my gosh, 100%. And when you said that we met at the Small Business Council, my talk was on meditation for effective leadership. Because meditation is meditation, no matter what. But in order to have different people listen, you have to kind of like gear it towards what would interest them, right? So as a business owner, I think meditation is incredibly potent to give you space for creative energy.
Well, what I loved what you did at that breakfast meeting at the Small Business Council was you made it doable, because I think a lot of small business owners, we're busy, we don't have a lot of time, quote unquote. And I think some people think of meditation like, oh, I need a half an hour to go meditate someplace. But you said, take a minute, take 2 minutes, just take a deep breath, hold it, let it out.
Can you give us a little crash course of how, if we're in the office, we're stressed, everything is just not working out. This is one of those days where we are stressed. What do we need to do at our desk?
I mean, literally, you put both feet on the floor, okay, or in this chair in this situation. You push yourself away from your desk, you close your eyes. And then take a deep breath in through your nose and let it go. Take another deep breath in through your nose and let it go. And then honestly, if you have another 30 seconds to do that a couple more times, that would be it.
And with all that, you're what? Trying to push out the thoughts of the crazy, stressful day and just...
No, actually, no.
Oh.
You, as much as you don't want to engage in thoughts, you also don't want to push them out, because that's giving them attention. Instead, you're directing your attention, in this particular case, to the breathing in and the breathing out. So the thoughts are whatever, they're just on the periphery, but your attention is going to your breath. And so meditation is really nothing more than the practice of directing your attention. And you can do it for a minute or 5 or 30, and it actually, the benefits just kind of snowball.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing.
So Cyndi, we could talk to you forever. The show's a half hour long. We have 1 minute left. Give us. So where are we today? This is your latest, newest entrepreneurial venture. What is this place?
Yeah, I love this. We call this like a cousin of Breathe Yoga and Juice Bar. It's called Breathe at Home. And basically it's an outgrowth of, through the years, the customers saying, like, I love how I feel when I'm at Breathe. It's my sanctuary, it's my happy place. So we're like, you know what, let me show you how to create that. Create it in your own home, create it in your office, create it in your kid's dorm room. I'll give you some ideas. And so this space, it's the former Hicks McCarthy restaurant. It's a historical space in the village of Pittsford. And we've kept a lot of the old elements, but brought in many ways to inspire, from small ways to big ways. Everybody should stop in and see this place. It's really very special.
Excellent. Cyndi Weis from Breathe Yoga, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You've been great.
Hey, can we close with the way we'd close every yoga class?
Absolutely, please.
All right, so the word that closes every yoga class is a word called namaste.
Namaste.
And what it really means is when I say it to you, I'm saying like, I see in you the same good qualities that I have in myself. And then you repeat it back to me, and you're acknowledging that you see in me the same good qualities that you have in yourself.
Excellent.
So you put your hands together, take a deep breath in, take a breath out. Namaste.
Namaste. Namaste.
Namaste.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Namaste,
Pleasure.
everybody.